How you doing, guys? And today on BMTV or Brett Moran TV, whatever you want to call it, I've got my main man Roberto.
Woo!
Woo! Me and Roberto did training. Was it November last year, wasn't it?
November, December.
November, December last year. Our first yoga training. Was that your first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same as me. Our first yoga training. And I went off to India. I went back to England. Roberto stayed here, and he's just been a yoga bunny since. He's now on a second training, and he's just came back also from. Is it called the darkroom?
It's a darkroom retreat.
A darkroom retreat. Basically, you're in the dark for how many days?
12 days.
For 12 days. So you close your eyes, you're in the dark for 12 days, and it does something to your brain, and it opens you up consciously. And that's what this vlog's all about. I just want to find out what Roberto's got to say about being in the darkroom for 12 days. So let's watch this vlog. How you doing, guys? So like I just said, I've got my man Roberto here. Roberto, nice one, mate.
Great.
How's it going?
Yeah, well, thanks. And you, dude?
Yeah, amazing, man. So, like I said, I left Vikasa, went to India, went off on my little travels, and Roberto went and stayed here, and then he went off to a dark room, which, first of all, you need to understand what a dark room is. So, Roberto, what is a dark room?
So basically, a darkroom is a big building that's completely been blacked out, and it's set up in a specific way, in a specific manner, to do deep introspective work. So moving inwards, and it's creating a safe environment for different kinds of inner alchemy and meditation.
Mate, so seriously, everything's black, just completely dark. You can't see nothing.
So you can't see nothing. Your eyes don't adjust. It's so dark, your eyes don't adjust. So you literally don't see anything for 12 days.
So is it trippy? Like, you close your eyes and everything's all dark, I get it. But then when you open your eyes, it's still dark, is that?
So yeah, this is part of it. So let's get straight into it. So basically, eventually you start to, like, you can't tell the difference when your eyes are open or closed.
Mad.
So you just keep your eyes closed, because actually when your eyes are open, you strain your eyes because you try to see, but you can't. So eventually you just have to, like, give in and give up to try to see and just be with it and be in the present. It teaches you to be with yourself. And yeah, it's basically sensory deprivation. So no talking, you don't hear anything really. We hear a few little teachings, guided meditations and stuff. And yeah, you're alone, don't see anything, don't hear anything, and it gets deep within yourself.
Man, it sounds proper deep. It's like that's a proper way of going within, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, you have to face yourself, basically, you know. I think every part of my life, every part of my journey, from when I was a little kid up until now, all the pain, all the heartache, all the trauma, any pain that I caused to someone else or they caused to me, or any difficult moment, or even all the good stuff, you know, the bad dreams that I had when I was a little kid, the memories that are from a little kid. I remembered things that I haven't thought of in 20 years.
Wow.
And it basically opens up all different parts of the brain and the body, all the glands, and the body just starts to fire in all different manners, in all different aspects, you know, that we're not used to. For example, one of the most profound things that happens in the darkroom is the pineal gland, which is in the center of the brain, in the central cortex of the brain. It opens, and we are able to see things and experience things that we can't in this normal vision of reality.
So, because it's not like DMT, but you know, and forgive me if I've got it wrong, because ayahuasca or DMT, all these sort of things, it kind of opens up sort of the part of the brain, but this is like a natural way of doing it. And is it kind of, I heard somebody say, or maybe you said it when we was having dinner, you sort of like, you're tricking yourself, because, like, you know, when you die, that chemical or something opens up. So, like, I suppose if you've got your eyes closed for 12 days, your body's thinking, you know, we're dead or something. And so does it open up? Or
yeah, so basically how it works is they call it a small death. So basically you have a small death in the darkroom because it's almost like a rebirth. So all of this baggage that you've accumulated your whole life, all the memories, all the moments you accumulate and you keep with you. And all of this comes up. And this is your rebirth, because you have to work through it, through these meditations, through this inner alchemy, and you have to let it go. But you can't forcefully let it go. It just happens,
naturally.
it happens naturally. But basically, it does work with DMT. So when we're born and when we die, natural DMT from the brain is released. And this helps us to move through from one life to the next.
Amazing. Deep, right?
Yeah. And so basically, in the darkroom, the pineal gland is has absence of light. And because of the absence of light, the DMT awakens. And it's a natural substance, so it lasts for a long time. It's not like ingesting a drug or ingesting a chemical or ingesting ayahuasca or something like this that only lasts a certain amount of time and then it's over. This is a constant, so basically a constant trip. Basically, it is a trip. For me, it started on the evening of the 4th day. I didn't feel it physically, but I saw it visually. So basically, I started to see colors and lights and patterns, and that's how it started, and it started quite gently. And then it moved a little bit deeper. It got more intense, and the dreams became really intense. I started having recurring dreams of when I was a little kid, like I said already. And
How did you know you was How did you know you was dreaming? Because if your eyes are closed and open, you don't.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
So basically, you know when you're awake. Okay. So you know when you're awake and you know when you're sleeping, but the dreams are difficult to differentiate, to tell the difference of when you're awake or when you're asleep, when you're in the dream.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened to me one night, I was sleeping and I was in a dream, and I woke up from the dream. Obviously, it was quite a disturbing dream. That I felt like I was just having to detox, maybe negative thoughts, negative mind, negative way of life in the past that had just accumulated, and it had to come out, and it came out through a dream. And I woke up in the middle of the dream, and I got out of bed, and I opened my eyes, and I was still in the dream.
It was still black.
I was still in the dream, and I was awake. So I was awake, but I was still in the dream.
Trippy.
So this is it really can be quite confusing,
It's scary as well,
and quite scary, and I think it was, in all, it was quite a difficult experience.
You've got to be kind of strong for it. You wouldn't say to everyone, "Oh, just go into the dark room."
Yeah.
If somebody's listening at home, it's like if you're on that journey and you feel it, go for it. But
yeah. So basically, for me, how it manifested, because I really believe in the power of manifestation, is I did 2 or 3 10-day silent retreats first.
yeah,
So you just don't speak for 10 days, and you do the meditation and you do the introduction and all that kind of stuff. And I heard about the darkroom 3 years ago.
yeah.
So for the last 2 or 3 years, I've been pondering, thinking, what about this experience, And
Yeah.
then last year in our training in November, Costa told us about it, and he was talking about it, and this really got me interested. And then I was like, okay, I've got to do it.
Sold.
So
You say it's been in your mind. I think that kind of happens for a lot of people, isn't it? You think about something, and then a few years later, boom, you find your way and you get there. So don't just go and turn all the lights off and stay in the dark for 6 weeks. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
And we're not saying it's for a
a-
buzz. But what's the kind of So when I saw Roberto last time, and this isn't, I'm just being really honest. When I saw Roberto last time, we was all new, we was all fresh into the yoga, and the difference from when I see him this time, first time I saw you this time was when you was leading the meditation class. I was like, wow, who is that? And he was just so calm and just looked like, even clearly in your face, that you just let a load of shit go. So what are the benefits? Do you feel like you've let a lot of stuff go? Has it helped you? Because why did you do it? What's the point of doing it?
Well, I feel as though,
You're like a new person to me.
They
don't know you.
Yeah, I think, my history was quite similar to yours. I had the last 6 or 7 years of my life has been very up and down. I've been very sort of lost and not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. And I like to have a little bit of structure. And because I was always so lost, I had no structure, and I turned to drugs and to self-destruction, And basically, through this journey, I started transforming myself and just changing my life. And I let go of all my ex-girlfriends and all my past, and I've completely engulfed myself in this reality. And it's a much more pleasant reality to be involved in. I can tell you that.
When you say this reality, you mean the spiritual
The
kind of deeper path?
spiritual, just this feeling. It's a feeling, it's a feeling that you have to have. And I think once you get this feeling, you start to see everything in a different way completely. You start to perceive things differently. You start to look at things from a different angle, from a different point of view, and the mind just changes. You start to build new channels in your mind. Your brain starts to build these neurological pathways, and these neurological pathways form positive thoughts. It forms a positive reality, and this is the reality that I'm living in now. And I've changed not only on an emotional and a mental level, but on a physical level. I look different. My face has changed. My eyes are clear.
You look so clean and fresh.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
You never looked dirty before, but
no,
you just
but
looked like
really,
you look.
because I was emotionally drained and I was mentally in a bad space, and because of this mental and emotional pain and suffering that I was, had in my mind and in my emotions, it affects you on a physical level. And my physical level was through my face, through my body language, through my shoulders, through my back. I used to slouch quite a lot, and my eyes, and you become clearer, and you become just really, you feel this light. So basically, in the dark room on the sixth day, I had this light that came, and I started seeing this light, and every day that passed, the light got brighter and the light came closer.
Amazing, man.
And through the light, you see these geometrical, cosmic shapes, sacred geometry, changing colors, and memories. I had visions, clear visions of my ex-girlfriend lying next to me, my parents. I had beings that were with me, that were there to guide me and to look after me. I'd really believe in that. And the feeling that I've accumulated from this dark room and from these silent meditation retreats, and from the yoga and from everything that I've done, has really just changed my life for good. And the dark room in specific left me with a sense of fulfillment, a sense of trust in myself, a sense of belonging, but belonging within myself, that I was more comfortable in my skin. I
kind of like self-love, like loving you, like connecting to yourself.
Because it almost, forces is a very strong word, but the dark room puts you in this environment where you have to be with yourself. And I had to fall in love with myself again.
I love it.
And this is the feeling that you accumulate and you get. Just this environment helped me to fall in love with myself, and helped me to look inwards, because there's nothing that you can see outwards. So, and I've been, the last 6-7 years of my life, I've always been looking outwards. I've had girlfriends and different jobs every couple of months, and
you're saying the drugs
and
like
the parties and the friends and all my work and everything was on the outside, and I never ever took time to look within and to see what my state of my being, who I was, where I was, what I was truly passionate about in life, what actually brought meaning to my life, what brought purpose to my life, what brought passion to my life. And I feel like for myself, those are really important things.
I agree.
I want to share and not teach, because I don't like the word teaching, but I want to share, and I want to make friends, and I want to help people to
hug everyone.
I want to hug and guide and share, because
I feel so good.
Because I feel so good.
Yeah.
I feel so good. I feel light. My soul is light. My soul is. Wow, it's
It's amazing, man. And I think it's great. How old are you? You're 27, right?
I'm 27. years
27. So I got I got a message from somebody the other day who's 17. I've got like a 20-year-old, like boys as well. And
Yeah.
you know, I think it's amazing for women and for boys, but it's great because us kind of guys, you know, we don't really sit down the pub and talk about this sort of stuff, or you don't talk to all your mates that you grew up with. And I think what's happening now is loads of young kids that are like they're not feeling the circles that they're in. There's so much peer pressure, and especially for young men, it's great to start talking about this stuff, about your soul, about your heart, about waking up and loving yourself. Because you know, I've met 20, 30, 40-year-olds, men and women, that if you don't love yourself, doesn't matter what you've got, where you are, it's the ultimate. And I think that dark rooms and them kind of journeys that you've been on, the silent retreats, like you say, it's not forcing, it's kind of guiding you to go in deeply and transform. So it's amazing, mate. So where can people, thanks for your time, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. Where can people find out about dark rooms? Is it in Chiang, where is it?
So there's a couple of them all over the world. I think there's one in Mexico.
Yeah.
The one that I did was in northern Thailand, in Chiang Mai, 1 hour outside of Chiang Mai, at a place called the Tao Gardens. It's a Taoist ancient Chinese tradition. And yeah, it's not to be taken lightly. There are some courses and some practical things that you need to learn before you go into the dark room. I went in a little bit blind.
Literally.
I read 2 books before I went in, and I was a little bit. I didn't kind of know what to expect. The books sort of told me a few things, but I had to really persevere.
Go for it.
Go for it. Yeah, but like you said, I think that this stuff needs to be exposed, and people need to find out about it. And I think that with young men and with women, I think that we are moving in a positive direction. I think that people are starting to wake up. I think that people are starting to have this itch inside their chest to wonder what is happening in this world and with us as human beings and relations and what's in this bigger picture of things. And I've sort of been trying to guide people and saying, watch a YouTube video, sit down, close your eyes for 5 minutes and just focus on your breath. And I think that conversation now is becoming more meaningful, just in my direct friendship group, And I think that if 1 or 2 people or a couple of people, in different places can do this, it's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And that is basically spreading the love and spreading the Dharma. And I feel like my path, my Dharma, is what I'm doing. And I just want to. I've never in my life had so much direction, so much purpose, and so much meaning. And this meaning and this purpose and this passion has filled my heart. And all I want to do is share it and share the love.
Amazing, mate. It can't sound bad, can it? That's what I wrote in my book. It's just, it is. You find your passion, you find your purpose, and then you're just fulfilled from within, and it's great. You can still have all the stuff, and you can and even though we're in this beautiful environment, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. When you've found that connection inside, like I said, you could be locked up in a prison cell. If you've got that connection with yourself, or you can be in a dark room, pitch black, it's like, oh wow, here I am. And then you can just share that. So, mate, thank you so much for your time, Roberto.
Thank you.
So, man, I really appreciate it. So, guys, if you're interested in the dark rooms, I'll ask Roberto for the website, and I'll put a link down underneath the video. But like he said, maybe you just got to think about it. Don't go straight into it. Just don't turn all
a silent retreat first.
yeah. I've got some really silly questions that I want to ask quickly, actually. Number 1, how'd you go to the toilet in the dark?
How did I?
How did you go to the toilet? Yeah. You just got to find your way to the toilet.
Yeah, so obviously you go in and the lights are on, and you sort of find your way around, and you put all your stuff.
So lights are on before you go all dark.
Yeah, and then you put all your stuff in the right spaces, so you know where everything is. And you got to be really attentive, like when you use something, you put it straight back to where you had it. Otherwise, if you put it somewhere else, it's gone. So yeah, you just got to feel your way around, go to the toilet. And
what about food? Like, do you know what you're eating?
You sit out with your hands like this, and they bring you your food, and they put your food in your hands, and you eat. And it's basically a fast as well, so you eat very little. Meals are very light. I lost a lot of weight in the dark room, but this, like I said, it creates a good environment, and this creates the environment for meditation and for transformation. And the DMT, literally, what you think is what you see. Yeah. And
amazing. So, guys, if you like the video, like the button below. I'll leave some details.
Follow my blog as well.
Yeah, I'll leave some details for what's the blog name?
Roberto Yoga. Roberto Yoga.
Roberto Yoga. You have to think about that. He's been in the
Roberto
he's
Yoga.
been in the dark. He's
It's
been in the
new,
dark.
It's new.
He's been in the dark too much.
Dark too long.
I'll put the links below underneath this video and share the video. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. What's the day tomorrow? Oh, we're going to go and do a visa.
Yeah, visa run tomorrow.
We've got to go and do a visa run tomorrow. So you'll be on adventures with me and Berto on the motorbike.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Ciao. Peace.
Man, that was amazing. Really good, man.